Good morning. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at our midday livestock trade with livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, it's a shortened day, the day before a holiday, and it's pretty quiet. But tell me what you make of trade today. That's right, Lacey. It's a typical Christmas Eve trade here. Not a lot of activity here, although we have traded a decent range here in these February live cattle. We've traded as high as 229.32 and as low as 227.55. So not quite a $2 range here, but decent range nonetheless. March feeders, they've traded from a high of 339.42 on down to a low of 336.60, and we're sitting here at 339.32 right now, just in the upper, towards the upper end of today's daily range. So that would be good here to see us go off here on the highs here on feeders, and I'd like to see these live cattle start to pick up here late in the day. But I think it's going to be a little bit tough to do here. There's not a lot of business here as far as cash is going to be done here for the rest of the week. We did see some 356 dress trade. We saw some 354 dress trade, 357 to 358 dress trade here yesterday. Live has been trading 228 to 229 in the south, and here in the north we've seen some 226 trade here in the north. So very, very quiet. Box beef is still kind of on the ropes here. We did see a big drop here last night, $7.10, going back down there to test that 355 support area on the choice box. So that's definitely something that's going to have to be watched here. I know the Packers are probably not going to be wanting to let go of any margin here if they keep that box beef swinging around like it is. So feeder cattle side of things here, the index is going to be making some moves here the next few days because we don't have any cattle going into the index. So don't be surprised if you see it up a couple bucks or down a couple bucks. That's just kind of what it is. So all in all, it's generally your holiday type trade, Lacey. Thank you, Kyle. That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And if you'd like to talk to him, call him at 308-708-7340. Do remember that trading futures and options involves a risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.
In this Building Nebraska Minute, we're featuring Ranchland Western Store in Ainsworth. Owner Joe McBride joined us on the Building Nebraska podcast. Ranchland Western Store has been a downtown fixture since 1959. McBride says stepping into the store is like stepping back in time.
You know, we try to modernize, but remain back in the old days as well. Mm-hmm. When you walk through the door, I think you can probably attest that it feels like you're walking into a 1960s store in many ways.
He says their customers are much more than customers.
We know our customers. We try to call them by name, and that matters to us because they are our friends.
Learn more about the Ranchland Western Store story in their episode of the Building Nebraska podcast. Available on your favorite podcast platform and powered by the Angler Agribusiness Entrepreneurship Program at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network for a check of your markets. Roughly halfway through the shortened Christmas Eve session, trading volumes are very low as expected. The soybean market, though, has found some active buyers, leading row futures higher with double-digit gains currently in the deferred soybean contracts. And traders continue to watch the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine corn exports out of reported 2.6 million metric tons are down 7 million tons, with damage done to both ports and energy infrastructure. And South American weather continues to look good, with no concerns developing in the extended forecast. March corn is up 2.5 at $4.50. May up 3 at $4.58.5. July up 3 at $4.64. January soybeans are up 10 1/4 at $10.61 3/4. March up 11 at $10.74 3/4. May up 11 3/4 at $10.86. Chicago March wheat is up 7.5 at $5.24.5. May up 7.5 at $5.34 3/4. March Kansas City wheat is up 6 1/4 at $5.34 1/4. May up 6 at $5.46. January soybean meal is up 3.10 at $3.0420. January soybean oil is up 59 cents at $48.89. February live cattle are down $1.27 at $228.72. April down $1.15 at $228.87. June down 70 at $223.42. January feeders are up 37 at $345. March up 27 at $339.27. April up 17 at $337.85. February lean hogs are down 90 cents at $85.07. April down 45 at $89.82. And Class 3 milk for January is down 4 cents at $15.36. That's a look at your markets. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.